Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden within company filings. Get ready because Ginkgo Bioworks is dropping some news that might just make you rethink your DNA. Today we're diving into Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings Inc. latest report, a look at their performance for the second quarter ending June 30th, 2025. It's all about the numbers and trust me, there's a story here that goes beyond just what they tell you. First off, let's get the basics straight. This filing is from Ginkgo Bioworks, a company focused on synthetic biology, essentially programming cells to do cool things. They're pretty much building a platform for biology, allowing other companies to design and develop new products faster. Think of it as a Lego set for life sciences. The big news from this report comes out on August 7th, 2025, and it's about their second quarter financial results. Now, while this document itself is kind of formal, it points us to a press release, which is where the juicy financial details usually live. This part tells us that on August 7th, Ginkgo released their financial results for the second quarter. This is usually where we get the key performance indicators, the numbers that tell us if the company is growing, shrinking, or just treading water. The really important piece here is the press release. Think of it as the company's official statement on how they're doing financially. It's the primary source for understanding their revenue, their costs, and ultimately their profit or loss. Since this filing just points to that press release, we need to imagine what those numbers would have shown. For a company like Ginkgo, you'd be looking for things like how many new programs they've brought onto their platform, how much revenue is coming from those programs, and what their overall profitability looks like. Are they spending a lot to grow, or are they starting to see returns? These are the questions we'd be asking if we had the actual press release numbers here. Ginkgo's main stock on the NYSE is the Class A common stock, trading under the symbol DNA. This is what most investors will be watching to gauge the market's reaction to their performance. If the results are good, you might see DNA climbing. If they're not so hot, it could be a different story. This section is like the appendix of the report where they list all the supporting documents. The most critical one for us is Exhibit 99.1, which is that press release we've been talking about. And finally, the cover page interactive data file. This is usually a structured data file that makes it easier for computers to read and process the financial information. It's a nod to the increasing digitization of financial reporting. Now, if we had the full press release here, we'd be digging into the specific numbers. For instance, we would be looking at revenue growth compared to the previous year. Is it a healthy jump showing strong customer adoption, or a slight dip that might indicate they're facing tougher competition? We'd also examine their operating expenses. Are they investing heavily in research and development, which is typical for a biotech company, or are their general administrative costs ballooning? Let's imagine some hypothetical numbers you might see in that press release. If their revenue was up 20% year over year, that sounds good, but if it's driven purely by new small programs and their costs have also doubled, it's a different picture. Warren Buffett famously looks for companies that consistently increase earnings without needing massive amounts of new capital. For Ginkgo, we'd want to see if their platform is becoming more efficient and scalable, meaning they can generate more revenue from each new customer or partnership. Another key metric would be their cash burn rate. Are they burning through cash rapidly? And if so, is it a strategic investment in growth that's expected to pay off, or a sign of underlying problems? If they reported a significant increase in their cash reserves, it might mean they successfully raised more money, which is good for short-term stability. But it could also mean they're diluting existing shareholders. For Ginkgo, the story is about how effectively they are converting their innovative technology into reliable revenue. Are they just building a platform and hoping it works out? Or do they have a clear path to profitability that's reflected in these quarterly numbers? We'd be looking for signs of strong customer retention, expansion of their service offerings, and perhaps early indicators of profitability on their programs. Looking at the overall picture, Ginkgo operates in a cutting-edge field. Their success hinges on their ability to attract and retain clients who want to leverage their synthetic biology expertise. The risks for a company like this often involve the long development cycles for new biological products, the ability to scale up manufacturing, and the intense competition that can emerge in the biotech space. However, the opportunities are immense with synthetic biology poised to revolutionize industries from medicine to agriculture. In my opinion, while this specific filing is just a pointer, the real story is in the details of the financial results it references. Companies in this sector need to show not just innovation, but also a clear business model that translates that innovation into sustainable revenue and eventually profit. The market will be watching closely to see if Ginkgo can demonstrate this. Are they successfully commercializing their platform, or are they still in the purely developmental phase? The numbers in that press release would be the key to answering that. Alright, that's our decoding of Ginkgo Bioworks' latest corporate moves. What's your take on these financial reports and what they signal for the company's future in the exciting world of synthetic biology? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribing means you won't miss our next deep dive. Don't forget to check out the Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.